In this workout, we're going to go back and forth between supine decompression and prone decompression. And while those do seem very simple, in between them we're going to add 2 other exercises with the internal leg trace and then the anchored extension. These are all very important exercises. I want you to get really good at them, but let's just start with some really simple practice. With the guys on their bellies, we'll simply start with prone decompression. So feet come together, toes touch, heels are separated, knees stay together and touching the ground. That's an important piece here. With that, we're going to reach the arms straight out ahead of us with a little bit of an outward angle, like you're grabbing a wide pull-up bar ahead of you. Pull the chin back away from the ground as if the ground smells really funny. Just really pull it back, pull it back. This is your base position. Squeeze the knees in towards each other. Breathe really wide and deep into the back of the ribs, back of the lungs. Every time you exhale, you'll feel your body trying to let itself down, but don't. Keep it up. Breathe really wide and really big into the ribs, and as you exhale, remain really wide and really big in the ribs. Use those lat muscles. Press the hands into the ground and then pull the shoulders towards the shoulder joint to activate the lats. Take a nice big deep breath. As you exhale, we're going to go right from this position into an anchored extension. That means you're going to bend the knees so the feet come about 6 inches off the ground. You're going to bend the elbows so they come against the body. You're going to lift the elbows and the wrists more or less simultaneously off the ground in this position. Keep the chin back. Don't try to extend any further. Instead, go that way, as long and as tall as you can. Your inhalation lengthens you and widens the thoracic spine. Your exhalation maintains whatever you could just grab, whatever width, whatever length you could find. Let's go 2 more. Squeeze the knees together tight. Hold the weight of the legs here in the hamstrings. Keep the back from overextending and widen the thoracic rib cage, widen the thoracic spine. That's how we find length at the spine, with width, not with extension and flexion. 1 more big deep breath, and we're going to take this right into a prone decompression. The toes come down, the toes touch, the knees touch and stay on the ground. The arms reach all the way out ahead of you. The fingertips grab into the ground in that half sphere of tension. A little bit more pressure at the pinky line than at the thumb line. Drag the elbows towards the body, but don't actually move them. Just fire the lats. Pull the chin back, squeeze the knees, press the toes into the ground, press the knees into the ground, press the hands into the ground. Breathe as deep as you can right into the middle of the back. Without dropping the spine, lift the legs up, keep the knees on the ground. Pull the elbows back against the rib cage and lift the hands and elbows off the ground. Pull the chin back. This time it's 5 forceful decompression breaths right here, right here. Don't retract the shoulder blades. Stay wide, stay big. This should be very challenging. If you want to take it to the next level, Evan, I want you to stay right where you are. Wade, I'm sorry, you're going to do this with me. We're going to take the arms out in front of you in a sphere of tension with no movement. Squeeze the knees into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the elbows back. Fully relax. Let yourselves go. Let yourselves relax. Take about 20 seconds here. In that 20 seconds, try to flip over to your back. Good work on that one. Right into a supine decompression. Let's start off easy. Big toes touch. Heels are separated. Now, one of the keys of this exercise is a little bit of dorsiflexion right here, right here. You want those shin muscles to fire and get really tired after a little bit. Right here, right here. It's all burning. When you're doing this, don't forget about that pinky toe line pulling up towards the hip also. In fact, if you really focus on the pinky toe pulling, you're going to get a bigger contraction at the outside edges of the hip joints. It's an important contraction. Squeeze the knees, take the arms right up over your chest. Now what we're going to do is we're going to combine this supine decompression with leg tracing. On the next inhalation, I want you to lift the left leg. Internally rotate from the hip joint. Place that left heel right down on top of that right shin. Good. With the left leg across the midline of the body, with the big decompression breaths as part of this, I want you to drag that heel up, 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 until you're close to the knee, or even just at the knee, or even above the knee. From there, keep that knee across the midline of the body. Keep Keep the arms right where they are and take 2 big decompression breaths. On the next exhale, let the leg come down. Good. Both feet together. Maintain decompression. Squeeze the toes, dorsiflex the ankles. Let's lift the right leg. Good. Press that right heel down to the shin, right at the peak of the shin. No cheating here. Stays out the peak of the shin. The whole leg is rotated across the midline of the body. Start to trace up, 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 up. This should feel like the inner leg it's working pretty hard here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now hold. Let's go 5 or 10 breaths here. If you breathe quickly, 10. If you breathe slowly, 5. Inhale. Exhale. A little bit more power in it. Inhale. Push the shoulders out of the way. Push the chest out of the way. Find the back. Find the mat with the ribs. With just as much attention to detail, trace those legs down. We're going to go right into the left leg tracing once more. Good. Left leg lifts. Rotate across the midline of the body. Press that left heel onto the right shin. Trace up. Really focus on that left leg moving across the midline of the body. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Feel that groin pull up and in, and then go right back down. Soon as that left leg comes down, the right leg comes up. Good. Rotate across the midline of the body. Start to trace up, 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 up. Push a little higher into that decompression. Let's take 2 or 3 big deep breaths while we're tracing up. Keep going up, 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 up. Breathe into the back of the ribs as hard as you can. Let your legs get pretty fatigued here. And then right back down. We're going to hold a supine decompression for 3 very forceful decompression breaths. Imagine I'm pushing you here. Imagine I'm trying to push your hands back behind you and you're not letting me. Push, push, push. Big, big ribs, long abdomen, big lats. A lot of power here. Lots and lots of power. And one more breath. Let your arms come down. Let your little half a sphere of tension find the floor. Before we get up, before we relax, we're going to, with the legs touching, with the toes touching, we're going to pump our ankles back in dorsiflexion 10 times. Keep the knees touching. Keep that little end range motion fatiguing and maybe even cramping the shin just a little bit. As you do that, you're going to squeeze the knees a little tighter and you're going to turn your palms over so that every fingernail touches the ground. That's the hard part. Every single fingernail touches the ground. Take 3 deep breaths across your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the knees a little tighter. Pump the ankles a little further back, a little further back, a little further back. Another deep breath. Keep those fingernails touching. All 5 fingernails on each hand. It ain't easy. Big deep breath. We're going to keep the legs relaxed, keep the knees tight, keep the palms touching, and you got one more breath until we're done. All the way in. Turn the palms over to that half a sphere, press down into the ground, and just release all the air. Release it all. Let everything go. Practice this groundwork routine a lot. There's a lot in here. A lot of little secrets, a lot of little cues. The more you practice, the better you get. The better you get, the better you feel. Keep it up.